What is happening, good people? Uncool here. Just coming back at you with one of these videos where I fall down a strange rabbit hole that connects to quite a few different things, but all the same things simultaneously. So I appreciate you guys for being here, for subbing, and for listening to my crazy thoughts because, who else am I going to share them with? But yeah, here we are, 20 years since that fateful day. Never forget. And I honestly don't even want to say the name of it, but as you can see on my screen right here, 20 years since this day, 9/11. Yeah, which just so happened to have occurred at 8:46 a.m. Yep, so I'm going to mention the importance of that in just a second, but yeah, let's get into it. So, what made me think about doing this video is because I was on the phone with my brother the other day, and I was just randomly singing Green Day lyrics. And they had a song. Well, they have a song called Wake Me Up When September Ends. I'm like, And I was just singing the lyrics outside, just kind of out loud. And I was telling my brother, Jamar, like, these lyrics sound kind of, pretty telling. So I'm going to play a little bit of this song just to refresh everyone's memory, just in case.
Summer has come and passed. The innocent can never last. Wake me up when September ends.
All right, so I'm not going to play too much of the song. I'm trying to get a strike here, but let's get right into it. Let's get to the lyrics. So, wake me up when September ends. Summer has come and passed. The innocent can never last. So this right here kind of, stood out to me because it's like, how could you say that? Innocent can never last. You know what I like to do? This is a Bible believing channel. I always consult the Bible to see what the Bible has to say about that. So found this verse here in Exodus chapter 23, verse 7 in the KJV. Keep thee far from a false matter, and the innocent and righteous slay thou not, for I will not justify the wicked. So the wicked can try to do what they want to the innocent, but the wicked will not be justified at the end of the day. So, so there goes another lie from the fallen one. So here we go. Like my fathers come to pass, 7 years has gone so fast. So now this 7-year thing, this could have a couple meanings to it. The first thing I immediately thought about was, could they be talking about the 7-year biblical tribulation? I don't know. What could you guys think? But yeah, let's just keep going. Wake me up when September ends. Here comes the rain again, falling from the stars, drenched in my pain again, becoming who we are. So I thought about this line, falling from the stars. When the Bible talks about the stars falling from heaven, in the end times, a bunch of destruction coming upon the earth, but then drenched in my pain again, becoming who we are. This makes me think about what's happening right now with the messenger RNA bringing affliction on the people from the jabby jab. And they're being changed on a biological level. And for those of you who might not understand that, just do your research on the jab and you'll understand where that's coming from. But I don't know. I could be reaching here, but just tell me what you think. I'll continue reading. As my memory rests, but never forgets what I lost. Wake me up when September ends. And ever since the 9/11, what do you hear all the time? Never forget, never forget, never forget. Summer has come and passed. The innocent can never last. Wake me up when September ends. Ring out the bells again, like we did when spring began. Wake me up when September ends. Here comes the rain again, falling from the stars, drenched in my pain again, becoming who we are. As my memory rests, but never forgets what I lost, wake me up when September ends. Summer has come and passed. The innocent can never last. Wake me up when September ends. And finally, I'm going to get to the point, you guys. Here goes an interesting line here. Like my fathers come to pass, 20 years has gone so fast. Where are we now? We are at nearly at the 20-year anniversary of 9/11. Yep. So this song eventually became a dedication to those attacks, which we understand it as a satanic ritual. So I'm going to point some things out in this rabbit hole search today. Um, I don't know. Maybe these are just my thoughts. Maybe this song wasn't meant to be for that, but after so long, they probably understood people would catch on. So then it was like, yeah, let's dedicate it to that. Just kind of, make it seem less spiritual like. But yeah, so let's just keep going. Let's read about the song a little bit. On Wikipedia, Wake Me Up When September Ends is a song by American rock band Green Day, released on June 13th, 2005. Remember that date. 13 is a very important number to the occult, as the fourth single from the group's seventh studio album. I thought this was interesting right here because of 9/11, Blind 11, however you, want to say it. I'm not sure if that should be coded on YouTube, but what do you know? 7 plus 4 is 11. All right, so we'll just keep going a bit. Let's see. Yep. Oh, here we go. Here's something interesting. The song became a hit single, peaking at number 6 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100. 6 is important to the occult. Let's keep going. All right. In the United States, the song became symbolic after Hurricane Katrina, where it was dedicated to the victims of the disaster and also regarded as a dedication to the victims of the Blind 11 attacks that occurred in 2001. It's interesting that this became symbolic of Hurricane Katrina and what just happened recently. Exactly 16 years since Hurricane Katrina, we have had Hurricane Ida. Yeah, just thought that was a notable mention. All right, so let's see. One point. There was something else here. Oh, yeah, about the music video. Okay. So the song's music video was directed by Samuel Bayer, that's known for his work with Nirvana and Metallica. Bayer wrote the treatment for the video, which he envisioned as a mini-movie. Bayer brought the idea of an Iraq war-themed video to the trio after interviewing soldiers who had signed up to fight after being persuaded by a television advertisement. So I thought this was interesting to mention because what's happening right now? All that stuff is brewing up again overseas with Afghanistan and Kabul and all of that. Yeah, so just thought that was interesting that this song was supposedly, the writer of the song wrote this in remembrance of his father who passed from cancer, but the video was nothing related to that. So this just kind of tells me this stuff is written for a reason. Yeah. So let's keep going. Remember, I told you to keep June 13th in mind. Let's take a look. Since this song released on June 13, 2005, it's always good to Google the date that's associated with song titles, movies, or whatever. So when you Google June 13, 2005, this is the first thing that pops up. June 13, 2005, Michael Jackson was exonerated of child molestation, conspiracy, and alcohol charges by a California jury on June 13, 2005. The charges would have sent him to prison for nearly 20 years. 20 years. They made it, a point to mention that. And here we are 20 years from the, to the anniversary of Blind 11. Jackson was indicted by a grand jury in April 2004. Yeah. So I just went on a little further. Apart from that, that was the most important thing that happened. I don't know, I guess. The media makes pop culture, God with the lowercase g. So, yeah. So I thought I'd go a little deeper. What happened on Monday, June 13, 2005? Just in the history, just a couple honorable mentions here. A couple interesting movies released. The House of Nine. See, the 9 is very important to the occult. We've got the one-eye symbolism here. Eye of Horus. Then Bewitched released. We got the woman in the red dress. A movie about witchcraft. So I thought that was interesting. Another one's notable here. Tom Cruise, War of the Worlds. So if you understand what this movie is about an alien invasion. So what's been brewing up lately? All kinds of alien invasion propaganda right now. So I just thought that was pretty interesting to mention. Yeah. So I could go a little deeper into all of this, but this video will be like an hour long. I really don't want to do that. So yeah, my rabbit holes are already all over the place when I dive into them. So we're going to just stick to the message at hand here. So let's go. So I like to research the day of the week, dayoftheweek.org of whatever date I'm looking into because they tell a story. So I searched June 13, 2005. June 13, 2005 was the 164th day of the year, 2005, in the Gregorian calendar. So here's the first thing I noticed. 6 plus 4 is 10 plus 1 is 11. There's another 11. And it gets even sweeter. There were 201 days remaining until the end of the year. The day of the week was Monday. This just jumped out at me. 201 days left in the year. I'm going to let you guys ponder on that one for a second. Boom, boom. Okay. So anyway, if you haven't thought about it, 201 reminded me of this. Event 201. Yeah, we're in the middle of the spamdemic right now. What was Event 201 for those who don't know? The Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security, in partnership with the World Economic Forum and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, hosted Event 201, a high-level scamdemic exercise on October 18th, 2019 in New York, New York. The exercise illustrated areas where public-private partnerships will be necessary during the response to a severe spamdemic in order to diminish large-scale economic and societal consequences. Societal. So, a statement about the NCOVE in our scamdemic exercise. So this was literally a tabletop exercise of them just discussing how they would respond to a coronavirus scamdemic. Yeah, this actually happened in New York, and see all the big players here. All these guys you hear about all over the television right now. Johns Hopkins, Bloomberg School of Public Health, World Economic Forum, and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, all over this. So yeah, that is Event 201. So I just thought that was interesting to mention. So we're just going to keep going here with this number 11 symbolism. This is one of these fringy websites I don't spend too much time on, but I'm just going to read you part of it that was interesting to me. So the number 11 is a sacred number in the occult, witchcraft, and Satanism. So let's talk about Blind 11, the day of the attack on the 11th. The date of the attack, September 11th or 9/11. 9 plus 1 plus 1 equals 11. 911 is emergency number. 9 plus 1 plus 1 equals 11. September 11th is the 254th day of the year. 2 plus 5 plus 4 equals 11. After September 11th, we have 111 days remaining until the end of the year. It gets sweeter. 119 is the area code for Iran and Iraq. 1 plus 1 plus 9 equals 11. The first plane to hit one of the buildings was Flight 11. The state of New York was the 11th state to join the Union. New York City, 11 letters. Afghanistan, 11 letters. The Pentagon, 11 letters. May as well be pentagram. That's another story. Flight 11 had 92 passengers. 9 plus 2 equals 11. Flight 77 had 65 passengers. 6 plus 5 equals 11. Twin Towers look like an 11. Twin Towers had 110 floors, which are backwards. 0 is nothing, so that's another 11. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so let's take a look. Upon Googling like the importance of the number 11, and off of that website, I came across this video. Just wanted to play it for you. This is Pastor Joe Schimmel from Blessed Hope Ministries in California. He also runs the Good Fight Ministry YouTube channel. Really good channel. These guys do really good work, man. So this video is kind of gets off topic because it kind of dives into Harry Potter and the number 11. So we all know what Harry Potter is. It's a famous franchise about witchcraft. So I thought this would be interesting to put inside of this video. So it does get to the point, guys. So just bear with me. It gets to the number 11. So let's just sit back and watch it.
Rowling's Harry Potter series is the most popular children's book series ever written. Rowling's books and the subsequent movies based upon her books have helped initiate countless children into different forms of occult ideology. While Rowling acknowledges that sometimes it will take as much as a week to work something out in her stories, she admits that the initial story of Harry Potter and many of the other characters came in a stream of consciousness. Rowling admitted, quote, Harry as a character came fully formed, as did the idea of his sidekicks, the characters of Ron and Hermione, who was the brains of the threesome. She said, it started with Harry, then all three characters and situations came flooding into my head. Rowling describes the way that she writes as though she is often in a stream of consciousness, and that at times she's only taking notes of things she sees and hears in what sound like visions. She states, quote, I see a situation and then I try to describe it as vividly as I can, end quote. I have a very visual imagination. I see it, then I try to describe what is in my mind's eye. For author J.K. Rowling, it all started on a train. It was 1990, and she was traveling from Manchester to London. Rowling describes her own writing ability in writing the Harry Potter series, much in the same way she describes the channeling of spirits that takes place in Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Is it possible that J.K. Rowling herself is being used by spirit entities to indoctrinate our children into witchcraft? Joanne Rowling not only describes her introduction to her main characters in such a way as describing what she sees, but Rowling states that when she writes the dialogue between characters, she simply takes notes from what she hears almost audibly. She states, quote, and I do love writing dialogue. Dialogue comes to me as though I'm just overhearing a conversation, end quote. Blavatsky is an obvious reference to H.P. Blavatsky, as Blavatsky is a perfect anagram for Blavatsky, who shares the same initials as Harry Potter. Her name is usually written as H.P. Blavatsky. Blavatsky's book, Unfogging the Future, is listed as a divination text at the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry in the Harry Potter series, and recalls Isis Unveiled, which is Blavatsky's first major work. Blavatsky is, of course, along with Satanist Aleister Crowley, a Gnostic founder of the modern-day New Age movement, or Neo-Gnosticism. Blavatsky, in her Secret Doctrine, quotes occultist Eliphaz Levi approvingly, stating, quote, Satan is the angel who is proud enough to believe himself God, brave enough to buy his independence at the price of eternal suffering and torture, beautiful enough to have adored himself in full divine light, strong enough to reign in darkness amidst agony, and to have built himself a throne on his inextinguishable pyre. The prince of anarchy, served by a hierarchy of pure spirits. We saw earlier how both Blavatsky and Crowley taught that Satan liberated humanity from the Creator as he initiated Eve in the Garden of Eden. Harry Potter's escape from the world of Muggles, which are non-magical human beings, is precipitated by a communication that takes place between Harry Potter and a serpent. Harry Potter escapes from the material world of the Muggles to the spiritual world of witchcraft and wizardry. After Harry Potter escapes the world of material illusions, he finds out that he actually has godlike powers. J.K. Rowling not only seems to give her young impressionable audience clues as to who big occultists were in the past as she initiates them into different forms of magic and occultism, but it's interesting because J.K. Rowling also seems to be patterning the life of Harry Potter after the life of Satanist Aleister Crowley. Like Harry Potter, Crowley abandoned his strict upbringing, claiming that his mother was a tyrannical religious bigot, and went on to discover that he was a sorcerer joining several occult orders. Like Harry Potter, Crowley realized he was a wizard as a preteen. Crowley stated, quote, before I touched my teens, I was already aware that I was the beast, whose number is 666. While Crowley would claim to have committed several human sacrifices, he claimed that he killed his first cat at the age of 11. According to J.K. Rowling, Harry began to find out that he was a wizard at age 11. In Harry Potter, the Goblet of Fire, page 20, it is stated, quote, it had been enough of a shock for Harry to discover on his 11th birthday that he was a wizard. As in Crowley's Satanism, in the Harry Potter series, the number 11 takes on special significance. Crowley writes that, quote, 11 is a number of magic in itself. He also writes that 11, quote, is a sacred number par excellence of the new age or new eon. It is written in the book of the law, 11, as all their numbers who are of us. Crowley claimed that the number 11 was his magic number. Crowley began to spell magic with the letter K at the end of magic because the letter K is the 11th letter of the alphabet and had a special Kabbalistic meaning to Crowley as a Satanist. Not only does Harry realize that he has occult powers at the age of 11, but the length of Harry's wand seems to have special significance, as is perfectly suited for Harry Potter. In Harry Potter, the Goblet of Fire, page 310, we read, quote, Harry had waved what felt like every wand in the shop. At last, he had found one that suited him. This one, which was made of holly, 11 inches long.
So I'm going to stop you right there for a second, Pastor Joe. So, hey guys, honorable mention. You see that Harry Potter's magic wand was made of holly? You know what that made me think of? Hollywood. Hollywood. The word Hollywood literally means magic wand. I just thought that was, interesting to mention, because these movies are, well, most of them, most of the mainstream movies are nothing but witchcraft for the most part. So, yeah.
Both Crowley and Harry did not only get their starts as sorcerers at the same age and under similar circumstances, but they both had distinguishing marks as children that revealed that they were sorcerers. For Harry Potter, this distinguishing mark, of course, was a lightning bolt. Crowley states in his Confessions, "At birth, I had 3 distinguishing marks." He states that, quote, "Over the center of my heart, I had 4 hairs curling from left to right in the exact form of a swastika. Before Hitler was, I am." Harry has a distinguishing mark on his forehead as well, which is an ancient occult symbol, a Nazi-stylized lightning bolt. In an interview with Scholastic, when J.K. Rowling was asked, quote, "Why did you choose the lightning bolt as a trademark for Harry Potter?" Rowling stated, quote, "Just because I decided that it would be an interesting and distinctive mark," end quote. It is interesting that Harry...
So I'm going to pause this one more time. I just wanted to mention with the whole lightning bolt thing, this is why I truly believe the Bible is the word of God. The same symbols appear over and over again. So Luke chapter 10, verse 18 in the KJV says, "And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven." That's the significance of the lightning bolt. It's representative of Satan. That's how he fell from heaven. Amen. His followers, his fallen angels. Okay.
Harry Potter's lightning bolt and Crowley's swastika both share a similar occult history. The lightning bolt has long been a symbol in the occult and Satanism. Crowley taught that the Satanist was to find his own magical path, and that he was to follow the satanic maxim, "Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law," to realize his true destiny as a magician.
Yeah, so she thought that was a little something to tie into this, even though it spun off into Harry Potter. But the importance of number 11 and the significance of the number 11 is just, you can't deny it. So back to Blind 11. So Blind 11 were the 2 towers that fell. And now that the 2 towers have fallen, there is 1 tower that rose from the ashes. Let's take a look at that tower. It is called the One World Trade Center. See, what we're experiencing right now, what we're witnessing is the NWO being formed. The New World Order. Yeah. So the 2 towers got knocked down. The 1 tower rose up from the ashes. And take a look at this thing. What does this look like to you? Looks like a huge needle, right? This is the One World Tower. It's interesting that it was once called the Freedom Tower, but everything that's happening right now is the exact opposite of freedom. That's because they love inverting things. This is the inverted world. So yeah, it looks like a syringe, looks like a needle. What's being forced on everybody right now? Yeah, interesting. This stuff manifests on a spiritual level. None of this stuff happens just because. Like, I'm truly convinced of that. So let's take a look. There's something else, a couple things I forgot to mention about the lyrics here. So this song was, ended up becoming a dedication to Blind 11. So he mentioned 7 years has gone so fast. So apart from that, could be talking about the 7-year tribulation, that could be a reach. Just let me know in the comment section what you think about that. But I also just considered, what was 7 years from Blind 11? So that would have been the year 2008, right? So check this out. What happened in 2008? November 4th, 2008, United States presidential election. Democratic U.S. Senator Barack Obama is elected as the 44th president of the United States. Interesting, 44, November 4th, 11 times 4, 44. Yeah. And U.S. Senator Joe Biden is elected 47th vice president. Interesting. 47th, 7 plus 4, 11. And Joe Biden was vice president. What are the odds of Joe Biden being president 20 years later? this stuff is happening. Like this is why the Bible tells us we are up against powers and principalities. We are not up against flesh and blood. This stuff is happening on the spirit realm. This is why I don't believe our votes matter. This stuff is already planned. It's predestined. This is biblical prophecy that we're witnessing. Now that Joe Biden is president, all of this crazy stuff is happening. It's all biblical prophecy. It's just happening right before our eyes. They had to already know he was going to be president. Had to. And Barack Obama has even, hinted at that he could be, Barack Obama himself could be sitting in a basement, and he said in his sweats with an earpiece in his ear, telling the world leaders what to do. He could actually be the one who's running the show. Yeah. So, that was just a thought. And let's see. Apart from that, if that wasn't enough to blow your mind, I don't know. One other thing about these lyrics, the innocent can never last. Just thought about this. What's happening right now? What has resurfaced? The whole abortion debate. Whether or not a baby is a human inside of its mother. Just saying. The innocent can never last. Yeah. So that's just that. Well, let me check my notes here. I think that was all I wanted to show when I went down this strange rabbit hole. But yeah, the video had nothing to do about his father dying from, esophageal cancer. So yeah, just thought it was interesting. We're 20 years to that day. So that's all, folks. Yeah, that's all I want to share with you. And thank you for listening. If you stood by this long, thanks for subbing to my channel. Please like, share, comment, tell me what you think. Tell me what you found. Was I reaching? Or, whatever. So just God bless you all. Be the change you want to see. And Uncool here. And I'm out.
Get ready to read all these words on this page without making a mistake. Look at the letter at the end and remember the sound it makes. Get ready.
Kite.
Yes, kite. Get ready to read this word the fast way. Get ready.
Kid.
Yes, kid. Sound it out. Get ready.
Kid.
Sound it out. Get ready.
Kid.
What word?
Kid.
Yes, kid. Boys and girls, sound this word out. Get ready.
Seal.
What word?
Seal.
Yes, steel. Read these words the fast way. Get ready.
Playing.
Yes, playing. Get ready.
Must.
Yes, must. Let's read these words the fast way without making a mistake. Get ready.
Kite.
Yes, kite. Get ready.
Kit.
Yes, kit. Get ready.
Seal.
Yes, steel. Get ready.
Playing.
Yes, playing. Get ready.
Must.
Yes, must. Boys and girls, pick your reader up from under your seat. Open your book up to lesson 60 on page 153.